Farika.
What's going on, everybody? This is Rob with Dungeons D-Bags, and we are live with another Wednesday night stream with the usual suspects here. We are joined with Booty, with Ignite, with Crush, with Bear, with Akeem, and MC.
Yo, yo.
Alright. Now we got all the introductions out of the way. Last time on Heroes of Theros, our heroes were actually ousted away from the Avatar of Mogis that almost nearly ended their campaign.
Against our will, I might say.
By Heliod.
Yep.
And the cleric who decided to use his devotion points to perform a miracle to remove everybody from the Temple of Heliod to Tethmos, which is where they find themselves presently. And I believe we left off with them outfitting themselves with various magical items and armors that they required to do what they're doing next, and we shall find out what that is as we go to the first person in order. We'll start with you know what, we'll start off with Varen, since you just moved everybody and used your invocation to bring everybody to Tethmos. We'll open with you. Maybe you can explain to them what you did and why, because nobody else has a clue. They just were in the middle of a fight and then they're just like or running away.
You like?
If you're all wondering why we're here, the battle had gone south. We weren't going to make it. And as much as it pains me, I had to abandon the temple to save your lives. I prayed to Heliod to rescue all of us, all of our allies on that mountain. And he heard my prayer. Unfortunately, this means the temple has fallen. And I don't know what that means for the region, but it can't be anything good.
It means now that the Heliod is now blinded from the space of the north of the Ketachaktan Mountains. You feel like the presence of Heliod isn't with you as strongly as you felt it before in this region, and therefore your power isn't nearly as potent.
Artheon interjects and says, "How could you do that? If you were a devout follower of Heliod, how could you just leave them to die?"
No one was left to die. Everyone came with us.
Yeah, he moved
I
out.
teleported everyone.
Oh, we got everyone?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the party.
No. I spent 6 piety points on this shit. I teleported everyone, all of our allies, even the dudes that were at the temple and that captain and all of the acolytes and priests who know magic but didn't do anything. All of them were teleported.
Okay,
away.
so what you're saying is we kind of have an army now.
Yes.
Army. Well, let's see.
Let's form a guerrilla militia.
You
Okay.
probably have about 120 men that are about left alive. Not to mention the clerics, which would make, well, they're not really clerics, more priests. Which some of them are pretty useful, but a vast majority of them are just servants of Heliod. You don't really have an army.
Before we left.
You have more like a battalion, a really small one.
Cadre.
Like 2 platoons.
That'd be like, no, platoon's like 12 people. That'd be like
No,
a
that's
couple.
a squad. A platoon is.
Oh yeah, squad's 12 people.
A platoon is around 54 people.
So we've got like a company.
Small one, about half company.
We got some troops, but
Company's
the
about 4 or
city of
5 platoons.
Thetmos is under siege by, apparently, a portion of the army broke off the Null army, and now Thetmos is under siege. So what we got to do, I think we should. So
Rally
our
our
options
troops to
are
defend
we either stay and help Thetmos to defend, or we leave, we bail on the city and bail on the region, and go somewhere else, try to find allies somewhere else to fight against Mogis.
Bailing on Tethmos means crossing deserts or mountains, so I vote we defend Tethmos.
I want to stay and defend Tethmos.
To be fair, this is
roll
isn't even
insight.
our, like-
Somebody fucking roll insight. Almost.
Alright, I'll roll insight. I think I have a good modifier on that.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Wow, with the 7 modifier, I roll a 13. Great.
Well, you're not native.
Yeah.
You're not native to Theros, so your insight
That's
wouldn't
true.
mean shit.
I'm from Ravnica.
Akeem, nothing. You're passed as a
shit!
Leonin. You're pretty
You
much
nat 20'd and nat 1.
as a cleric, because you were going to get advantage on this anyway, Varen.
Big
There's
money.
no fucking way Mogis should have that kind of power over Heliod in his temple. No fucking way. Something is off.
Okay.
All bullshit.
Something's fucky with the gods.
Something's up with Jack. Something's up with Jack.
What do you mean? Like, there's no way that Mogis should have been able to sack the temple?
He shouldn't have had the ability to manifest his power into his oracle or avatar or his prophet in the temple of Heliod.
May I make a history check to see if anything like this ever happened before?
Yeah,
Sure.
can I make a history check too?
Yes.
I actually, since I read up on the gods, think that I have a
Oh
right.
yeah,
to
you
also
were
make
like
this
studying the
history check.
gods.
All right, go ahead. Advantage. Lucky knows.
Oh,
Wow.
I am a fucking machine.
Okay.
Hell yeah,
All right, you both
Lucky.
know. Xanagos, the god of revels, was once was a mortal who ascended to godhood by destroying the temples of the other gods, and he put himself as a god. He became a god himself until he was murdered by the others. Also, the god of deception escaped the underworld and became a god as well.
okay. How does that tie in? So there's a mortal who wants to destroy Heliod's temple to become a god?
Wait, hang on, Auntie. I just realized your name is a Kotar reference.
You just,
Yes,
you
it is.
just.
I just
We talked
realized
about my
that.
last session.
I'm pretty sure we talked about this like 2 sessions ago. All right.
So it must be Scar then. Scar must be trying to ascend to godhood, but it still doesn't explain
Tavos.
how he even had the power to turn into a Hydra on Heliod's ground.
You guys have you,
Yeah,
have you even
was-
even discussed where Rags is from? Have you guys even talked to each other about where Arthian's from? You guys haven't had that discussion yet?
Artheon honestly has like
We're out
I
here
have
fucking
not
shit
even
up.
like written a backstory for
We have not had
No.
that discussion, I do not believe.
Rick Knight's from.
Perfect time.
I mean, that kind of
You
stuff
totally
that just
have this
comes
giant
out as
machine
you play naturally.
That appeared,
Yeah.
and no one's asking where he's came from.
Yeah.
That's true. You appeared in the middle of
Hey,
battle, so
you showed up and started attacking people. You're good in Varen's book.
All right. Anyway, so there's definitely something going on, and it's a fucking with the balance of divinity and how it works in Theros and the way things work. Because there's no way that Mogis should have been able to exert his will alone. So you know that there has to be some kind of hidden ally or force that Mogis possesses to give him that kind of power over Heliod.
Varen just kind of ruminates on it, and maybe something will come up to give him another clue down the line. But right now, I have no idea how this could tie into anything.
um,
You wouldn't.
Hey, how about that army
You guys
that's
don't talk to
outside
each
the
other.
city?
So, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so our options are for the group. We can either, it sounds like we want to stay and defend Thutmose.
yeah.
Okay, then if that's the case, we should
That's it.
go talk to the leader of the city and
The war guy.
yeah, go talk to him and have some introductions. We tried to get introduced to him before with Embermane, but Embermane's kind of out of the picture now. So who's real good at talking?
Embermane's dead, right? Like he's
No,
he's not
he got
dead.
teleported with us, right?
Yeah, he's alive.
yeah. How is he
He's
doing?
real
Is he
hurt.
Healing?
He's in critical condition. He's being looked after by the clerics of Heliod. Healers of Heliod.
Nice.
Okay.
Maybe Mogis is like destroying all the other gods' temples in the area, so his domain gets bigger. That'll make him more
And it
powerful.
does seem like that, right?
Yeah, that would make him. Would that make him more powerful?
I'd
If he-
assume.
If he threw down the other
The
gods'
gods need
temples and
worship.
replaced them with his own, he would grow in power.
A god,
Query.
a god can be ousted from, like, if you destroy all their temples, they can't see the mortal plane of Theros.
Okay,
You
so they can
essentially
end up
blind
in
them.
just like a void.
Well, they're Nyx. They just wouldn't be able to assert their influence over Theros without a temple.
Okay, so I think we need to start coming up with a plan to defend Tethmos,
Yeah, I agree.
which is
should-
already under siege. What do we know about the siege and like the layout of the city right now?
Well, you were there before. You know the southern quarter is where people enter the city. There's like a ambassador district. There's lots of different hotels and stuff there. Different emissaries from Akros, Satessa, Melodis. Also, there is the northern quarter where the markets are at, and then above that, near the a mountain range, is like to the back of the mountain is where the palace is. That's where Brimaz and the other
Wait,
delegations.
I thought the mountain was to the south.
South, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, you've been here before.
So is Tethmos under attack right now?
No, they're just sitting outside waiting.
Tethmos is under
They're sieging the
siege.
city.
There's
Okay, so
setting
they're
up.
just sitting
Yeah.
around getting ready to attack.
And as you know, I mean, especially with Varen's father being a hero of military prowess, you know that sieges can take a couple days. They can take a month. They can take months.
It can take years.
They can take years. But it doesn't look like, given the size of the forces and stuff, it doesn't look like it's going to take that long.
Okay, could I get up on the walls? I assume there's like a fortifying wall around Tethmos.
Yes.
Could I get up on the wall and try to see, just like scout out what the opposing siege force looks like?
Sure, that'd take you about 45 minutes to an hour, but sure.
I'm gonna wild shape and turn into a hawk
You
to
Nice.
do it.
Yeah, but you can't turn into flying until level 8.
Ah, fuck.
Mhm.
What nimble animal has good eyesight, guys?
A cheetah.
Mouse,
wait,
rats.
Cats.
Fighter.
Fighter.
Turn into a chipmunk.
Cats, rats.
That would be the best thing because rats will get,
Oh
there's
yeah,
more.
yeah.
people
Rats,
will
no
be
one's
more-
gonna notice. Yeah,
Can you turn into
Alright.
Pegasus? Into
Huh?
Peggy?
Rip Peggy.
Just
Yeah.
don't fly?
Burnt alive.
You can't turn into a flying creature until, yeah. Can't
Not
turn
till
faces.
level 8.
Turn into a
Uh,
horse that looks exactly like Peggy but without the wings.
Also, what did happen to Peggy? We never canonically ended Peggy. We kind of just forgot about him.
Oh, he's dead.
Well,
Peggy's
yeah, he was
dead.
in
Roll
the
for it, he's
stables.
We rolled
He was
for
in a
it,
stable.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the stables burned
They
down.
burnt up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn into a rat and climb up to like the parapet armaments, whatever, on the wall, and just try and see
Peggy-
what we're looking at in terms of the opposing force.
Peggy's probably drying over a fire right now, being turned into jerky for rations for a bunch of gnolls.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've eaten horse
That's
before.
too
It's
far.
not bad.
All right. So you're gonna go do that.
So,
Let's
yeah.
move on. Let's move on. Regs, what are you guys doing?
Should I roll perception or something to do the thing?
That's gonna take you a minute. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
Am I still invisible?
I mean, you just
Are you?
Yeah, he teleported back. You're probably still
you're,
invisible.
You're still invisible. I mean, you're in the air, just flying invisible.
Well, this is a deep cave, I think to myself.
Oh, I've had that thought before.
And it looks exactly like the city that you spent many, many days in.
Kind of looks like that city I went to jail in.
By many, many days, I mean like a week.
All right. So I'm gonna scope out and see if I can see my group.
You see Well, you see Varen because he was getting everybody's attention and he was telling them what's going on, and you seen him when he was talking with the clerics of the temple, and they hoisted off Embermane up into the palace. You do see
That giant metal thing still with us?
yeah, you see the giant metal guy.
I'm gonna sneak over to him.
Okay.
We should probably ask what his deal is.
Oh, buddy. I was gonna say, the reason you guys don't know anything about what's going on anymore is because you guys do not talk to each other. Really?
Yeah, we really don't.
I loudly fly and sneak over to the guy.
Nat 1 stealth, nice.
What's your passive perception there, HK?
Hold on one second. I think actually,
It's on like
I
the
can't-
bottom left of your sheet.
no. What I'm saying, I don't think I can be surprised.
Can't be surprised.
So yeah. So even if he like snuck up on me, It wouldn't do
Oh, do you
anything.
have
Yeah,
like
do alert
you have a feat?
You have alert feet?
Not no. It's because what is it? I'm trying to think of it. Not. My God.
Robot.
I mean, do you have true
It's
sight?
something- Nah, it's something that has to do with the what the fuck? What, I can't even remember the name of the
Look at your feet on your feet.
Warforge. Not that's what I'm looking at. It's one of the Warforge's things.
Well, it's probably conditioned then. You probably still can't detect invisible things unless you have true sight or something like that.
Oh.
So
No, I'm saying just I don't even care if he sneaks up on me, right? Because I'm gonna play it like even if he snuck up on me, it wouldn't matter to HK47.
right, that's fine. I mean, you roleplay it. Like, hey, like I just want to know if you actually detect him while he's invisible.
All right, got you. Insight.
It would be your passive
You
perception.
did roll a nat 1 on stealth.
Yeah, but I suppose if it's still higher than this passive perception, he's still
14. My passive perception is 14.
You totally know he's there.
I'm not gonna respond, right? Unless he touches me.
All right. Well,
Oh yeah, I also can't be frightened.
you're,
I
well
got
then, Rags,
that locked on serenity.
you are not aware that he is aware.
Okay, I'm gonna land
Okay.
kind of close to him.
Okay.
I want to take my ring off.
Okay.
I'm now visible.
Yep.
I'm gonna whisper, "Hello, stranger."
All right, I rotate my neck, eyes glow, and say, "Hello, traveler. What is your name?"
They call me Rags. I'm an orc.
You just lead with, "Hey, I'm an orc."
Perhaps you've heard
I
of us.
mean,
Perhaps not.
searching data. Yes, this one has information on orcs.
Ah, you've heard of my people. Wonderful. Yes, they're fantastic warriors, unlike those dirty, disgusting elves.
Agreed.
Yes, fuck elves. Yes. So, anyways, couldn't help but notice you kind of just showed up in the battle. Whose side are you on?
The side of my creator.
And that person is called.
I don't know. You actually
Redacted.
Okay.
Redacted. Interesting name.
All right, CIA man.
No, he tried to say the name, and it comes out as redacted.
Redacted.
You're looking for Redacted, huh? Interesting.
Would the people, this is kind of metagaming, would they know what redacted means?
Oh,
or
of
would
course
they
I
would
don't
just
know
be
what
like,
redacted
oh, that's a name?
You do know that you're created by Perforos and that you're serving Iros. Is that still the backstory you're going with?
I understand that.
I'm just
Right,
asking.
but
I
I don't-
just make sure if I understand your character. It's your character.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let
fantastic.
us roleplay, guys.
I'm letting it. I just want to know, make sure I had it straight.
Oh, you've served a master redacted. Interesting. I served a master called Chase. Seems we're both bound for masters with weird names, aren't we?
God
Tell me
redacted.
Tell
The
me.
god redacted.
What do they call you?
I am Hunter Killer number 47, Lucky.
Ah, yes, Hunter Killer, son of Redactive. I like it. I am but a slave named Rags. Sold to Jace. Bought by
Observation. Rag seems to be an appropriate name.
I don't know how to take that, so I won't say it. Well, some fancy weaponry you have there. I haven't had a chance to see anything like that in this realm before.
All right. So you're talking about vindication, right? I guess the hammer on my shoulder there.
That and the fact that you pulled a crossbow out of your arm.
Yeah, that's not normal.
Really?
I'm a Warforge, integrated technology.
Oh, they don't have those where Rags is from. Right?
Query.
They don't have do they?
No, I don't think so.
There may be something similar in the Ismet League, so yes. But it'd be more like an elemental, like a steel, like a like a. You've seen the card, Runaway Elementals, Steam Elemental.
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
card.
I've seen some of your tribe before. Mostly fire based. Crazy little buggers.
Fire is inefficient.
True. I must prefer steel in my fists.
Cold hard steel.
Colored steel. So, I suppose we should get ready to kill that giant eye creature, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, during this entire conversation, the flaming guy in metal armor is just going to be working on the Warforge. And he's basically casting mending
So,
mechanically.
Were you cool with this strange person whom you've never met before grabbing
in a
you?
flavor sense, he's essentially working on a car.
Is
Fine.
Don't be touching my friend like
You're
this.
feeling them up?
Gotta
Would
replace the oil.
Would HK be okay with some person whom he does not know just
Rushing up to him and doing repairs.
He just this is the orc.
The artificer.
No, the artificer.
Oh, which one is the artificer?
The,
The fire
Genasi.
genasi.
Our fire
Ignite.
Oh,
genasi.
okay. Just making sure. So the fire genasi just walks up on me, right? And he was the one who was invisible, right? And
No,
was
no,
talking-
I was.
No.
No. Okay, so I need to get this straight.
So I'm an
The
elf rogue.
random guy who you've never met before.
So an elf.
Fire
An
Genasi
elf.
walks up and
Yeah,
starts.
I'm actually an elf,
I
but I
got.
hate all elves, so I am trans species,
All right,
and I
here,
claim to be an orc.
let me get everybody caught up, being my job and all. Let me break this down
So
for you.
you would have looked like an elf to me, right?
Yeah, I cut all my
hold
ears
on.
off, though.
Time out. Just let me give you
Alright,
guys
give it
context. Yes, let me give you fucking context. Okay, you have no clue what a fucking elf is. You do not know what an orc is. HK. You were born in this realm. In this realm, there are no elves. There are no orcs. So this guy telling you he's an orc is completely believable to you because you've never seen a fucking orc before. Now, the fire genasi that's just working on you, you've seen passingly in combat before, but the guy that was invisible was this orc guy that you were talking to before, that you were just conversing with. This other person is just walking up to you and starting to work on your arm.
And he's a fire genasi.
A fire genasi.
Yeah.
However, to you, the genasis are nymphids in this realm. That's technically what he is, but for D&D purposes, it's
I believe you said I am an Oread.
Oread. A nymphid and Oread are the same creature. It's interchangeable, really. Nymphid is
Infants are the children. They're the children of like the primordial gods, and who became like nymphs and tree spirits and all that, right?
They are the non-divine denizens of where you're from, Nyx, the Nixon realm, the god of the realm of the gods.
Alright, non-divine. Understood.
Yep.
Alright. So this fire genasi walks upon me.
Yeah, you know her as a fire Orid. Well, him as a fire Orid.
And starts like look. Does he? Do you touch me or do you just start looking me over?
At first there will be looks, but then I take out my tools and I start cleaning you up, like wiping off the oil spots, buffing out the dent, tightening loose screws, that type of thing.
I was looking at the trans species orc, right? And without like turning my body, my head does that 360 movement, and no, it doesn't even have to do 360. I just turn it even more past the 180 point and turn it to look at him, right? And say, query, what do you think you're doing?
Fixing you.
Uh-oh.
Running analysis.
Meat bag.
I walk
could
over
use a
to
few
Ignite,
repairs.
soup him up, and I cast guidance. Make him stronger.
Yes, Ignite. This is my good friend Hunter Killer, son of Redactive. He was.
I saw
vital in our
him
battle.
tanking that abomination. We could use another strong arm. Make him even more powerful.
Is there blah. I looked this up like a week ago.
About a week ago.
We could go.
There are attachments for the artificer.
Oh, give him a rocket launcher.
I don't know if I can do
It's a
all
rocket
of that.
propelled. It's a rocket propelled fist. I want one of those. Upgrade me. Upgrade me. Upgrade me. Up.
Alright.
All right. So as Ignite is fiddling with the Warforged, I don't know if he's a Warforged. As he's fiddling with this metal man, I look for the nearest guard. Soldier, who's in charge of the defense of the city?
Well, at the moment, that would be, I guess, King Brimaz.
I see. All right.
Usually it'd be Embermane, Lord Embermane, but as he's indisposed.
Yes.
And I assume we can find Lord Brimas in the palace.
Aye.
Is that where he typically resides? Very well. Thank you, soldier. I head back over to the group.
Go ahead.
I know you guys are busy. But there's an army outside the city, and time is of the essence. I think we should head to the palace and try to find the king and see if there's something that can be done.
Arthian butts in with, all right, well, there's an army. Let's go. Time is of the essence.
All right.
Ignite, can you upgrade him as we walk?
Yeah.
That's possible.
I would say no.
Damn, nah, that's not gonna
Maybe he could
fly.
look over the repairs he's gonna do as he walks.
Alright.
Sure.
Yeah,
you
what about
think
sketches?
Well,
about
the
it.
repairs I can.
sketches.
I am pretty sure I can do. That's just casting mending.
You can cast mending, but you're not going to do attachments and shit while you're moving.
Yeah, the attachments I can't do, but mending him I can.
Yeah, mending's fine.
I look to the group. That was a hard battle. I'm glad all of us survived. I imagine there'll be more hard battles ahead of us. Can I depend on you? Some of you ran.
Yeah, who the hell ran?
Well, Rags won for For one, you disappeared. Where did you go?
I fell down the hole.
I want to make an insight check on
Roll
Rags.
deception. Yeah, Rags.
I won't be happy until our Warforged has an RPG 7 on him.
Right.
To be fair,
I'm gonna guidance myself.
Rags did go down the hole after Embermane. He was the only one that went after
You
Embermane.
did?
Mm-hmm.
We tied on our roll. What happens?
All right. So who's has better charisma?
Mine's just a base 10.
I have an 8 charisma.
Oof.
Ooh. Well, you believe Rags then.
Well, I don't know if I necessarily believe him. I will assume that something happened, but for him to fall down the hole, I've seen him do some nimble stuff in the past, sneaking and being really dexterous. I don't necessarily believe that he tripped and fell in the hole that was that big and everyone could see it.
You have no reason to doubt him, and well, that's fine.
So
but,
you
you
fell in the hole. Okay. What about you, Leorio? What happened? I saw these hands pull you into the ground and you were gone. 2 of my allies, people who I had come to depend upon, suddenly gone in the middle of a tense fight. What happened, Leorio?
I saw that there was no hope in winning against that creature, so I called upon Erebos to take me away.
he's not lying.
This
I will not apologize for valuing my life. I'm sorry.
Interesting words.
Well, it's good to know where we stand. So when things get heated, some of us may fall into a hole, others just disappear into the ground.
I'm too worried about this. And I tap Zimbas. I say, take us to the palace. We have to come up with a strategy.
Whoa, hold on.
Trying to run away again. Can't just run away from your problems, guys.
Time is of the essence, and this is fine. We can table this for now. But I need to know that you guys have my back out there. We all come from different backgrounds, different walks of life. We serve different deities. But Mogis is an enemy of us all. And if I can't depend on my allies, what hope is there for any of us?
I put a hand on Baron's shoulder. I say,
roll insight.
who?
Leorio.
I'm bad at these. Insight 5.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Put a hand on Baron's shoulder and I say, trust me, I will help you to the best of my ability. But if push comes to shove, I will save my life. And I lead towards the palace.
Is that the same for you, Rags? You fell into a hole, which I'm inclined to believe you. You've been a loyal ally in the past.
I went
But
after
can I trust
our
you
boss.
going forward, Orc?
Have you ever met an orc you can't trust?
I've only ever met you.
Good point.
So, my point exactly. Listen, I'm here to save myself from my debt to Embermane. Till I'm free of what I owe him, I'm on your side.
Oh,
And Arthur
That's good
in
to
the
hear.
corner, like, no one worries about me.
Wouldn't you turn into a mouse or a rat or something?
Yeah, I did. We got to get back to that on my turn.
yeah, it'll take about 45 minutes.
That's the wall.
So that's passed after they had the powwow without you. You manage to scurry up the wall. You see it's the front gate, and then you see like this. Tathmos has been preparing for the siege. They've known since before you left that army was coming, so they had time So on the field, you see these trenches that were built and these obstacles that were built by the Leonins of Tethmos in order to stave off any kind of siege engines that they could. But beyond that, you see a sea of gnolls, of minotaurs. You see that giant cyclops.
Animal Kingdom.
Various different fires, like bonfires and encampments, but they don't seem to be like preparing for a big move just yet. They look like they're staging and waiting for something.
Can I guess like an estimate of like rough numbers, how many troops there are?
Easily in the tens of thousands.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my way back to the group and
city's gone.
relay that information.
Like, you've seen the two towers.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing in my brain. Just looking out and, oh god, they're endless.
Alright. I say we plant a bunch of explosives in the town, tie all the citizens away, and then as soon as the gnolls invade the town, blow it up.
Yo, I like that plan.
Well, let's talk about it with the king and see what he thinks of that plan.
Yes, nobody's gonna get a thing.
All right. So you guys are gonna go talk to King Rimas?
Before we leave, I look around. What happened to the druid? Has anyone seen her?
The giant elephant? I'm sure she'll turn up.
I'm still here.
You hear that as a mouse. Oh well, she just kind of appears out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'll just pop up and morph
Heliod.
from mouse into elephant and just be like, I'm still here.
I think she should roll
Heliod's
damage.
funny
to see if
chest.
that's
Where did you come from?
You're what?
I think she should roll damage.
She roll damage? Why?
Yeah, she just went from a mouse to an elephant. She's got to break something.
I'm wild shaped. It's my mouse.
That's how it works.
She's a druid. She doesn't need to roll damage for wild shaping.
I think she should break something.
Oh my God.
You guys
Like
are outside.
Or a door.
She broke wind.
Or like
Bam.
my foot.
Well, she's
I just broke an urn that was on a table near me.
Why didn't you roll shillelagh?
I don't know. Bam! She.
I don't know. Bam! I as I turn back into an elephant, I accidentally swing my arm and just shillelagh like some ancient pottery that's sitting there.
In the middle of the courtyard
And
where you were
just look
summoned
at it
to.
and go, oh, well, shit. Anyway, so there's like tens of thousands of guys out there. We might be fucked.
By the gods. Where do they all come from? This is troubling.
Roll insight. You might actually know that.
Ooh,
For history.
insight.
Whichever.
Oh, history. Do it.
History check. Guidance.
I believe in you.
Nice.
Oh.
Let's do it
12.
12. Ask you something.
I have
you know.
0 intelligence modifier.
Given the giant ass Cyclops, they probably come from the One-Eyed Pass, where both the
Oh,
Minotaurs,
wait.
where all the Minotaurs, Gnolls, and the Cyclopses are from, and where the seat of Mogis' power is.
Damn,
Oh.
I'm
Mogis is
liking
busy.
this bomb idea. I think
Right.
Maybe we
should
can
wrap
like
back
convert to
I
Mogis.
feel like we should wrap back to that.
right? Because like,
I'm thinking that we should take advantage of this large force that is here and maybe go see what the force is like over in the One-Eyed Pass.
right?
Okay.
Ooh, that actually sounds nice though.
All
Like,
right.
leave these guys to defend this place on their own, and we can just go
Yeah,
one
but like
pass.
what was it? 100, 120 guys
You
versus like
guys-
1,000?
you
They're dead.
Let's put this in perspective real quick for you folks. Okay.
I mean,
You're
Varen's
here. When I pass is there. There's a fucking army here. There's one you left over here. So
We got army
Like,
problems.
We'll use the Hawks.
there's mountains here.
We
All right,
could.
Gandalf.
book it through the mountains to the southeast and head for like Satessa if we wanted to be real assholes.
Yeah, Varen will speak up. While I don't want the people in this city to perish, I will say they have an army here, and they refuse to help defend the Temple of Heliod. I cannot forgive this.
They didn't.
If this city were to fall, it would be by their own transgressions, and I will not lose a moment's night's sleep for it.
How big is Tethmos, like population-wise?
It's the seat of power for the Leonin. So basically, it's where all the different tribes of Leonin or prides of Leonin come together and congregate and discuss. I'm
talking like raw numbers. Like how many people live in this?
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to say. Like Leonin, right now would be a lot. There's probably a good.
Because what if we try to rally the townspeople?
I'd say it's a city of probably about 400,000 or 500,000.
Yeah, 400,000. If we get every like dude who can hold a pitchfork, that's like 50,000 at least. We can totally crush them.
I feel like it's
that's a conversation we can have with the king.
I feel like it'd take at least like 5 of these untrained guys to kill at least one gnoll. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if there's only 10,000 of them and like 400,000 of us,
I'm pretty sure.
Right. We're dancing around the issue. Like,
we'll win the
all
war.
the ideas in the world are great, but I'm heading to the palace. I want to talk to the king.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm on my way to the palace.
You guys
I will follow you to the palace.
All right, you guys pass through the gates of the guards. They kind of they nod to you guys because word of your feats and exploits have passed, and word's gotten around that you guys are responsible for actually saving Embermane and his pride warriors, and bringing them back to Tethmos safely. And you brought the clerics that are actually tending to him and helping him recover. So you're able to come and go as you please from the palace. You make your way up the same huge staircase as before, back up that Parthenon structure, and you make it past like the inner sanctum because we're supposed to win times at the temple. The inner walls of the Parthenon structure into like where the royal housing area is, and you go past that, and then you come upon basically the council chambers, and there's a large round table, and you see other Leonins basically discussing going over military strategy there.
You join them at the table.
You pull up the table. They seem to be ignoring you right now.
You just like barge in on whatever they're doing at the table.
Well, it's a huge ass table. There's plenty of seats, so you guys just sit down and won't even notice it. Because there's about 4 or 5 Leonin talking with this other Leonin. He's tall, muscular. He has blue robes and a headdress on.
Who's this guy?
Huh?
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy? You don't know him yet.
Yeah.
You
I don't know.
No, I never met him.
Yeah, you're the paladin. Talk to him, right? You got like, what do you have, like 25 charisma?
I have
charisma some dudes.
Do I have good charisma? I have +2.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Never mind. It makes sense.
He's dead. He's undead too, and he's wearing a mask, so he doesn't do well. He has advantage on intimidation and persuasion, not so much.
Yeah, not good at persuasion.
You gotta think. He's an undead Leonin. He has a golden mask on. You can't really see like him smile or change any of his
shiny.
Yeah. He's wearing a golden death mask. And he smells faintly of autumn and dead leaves.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Anyway. So that's the scene. You are in there, they're discussing strategy. They're basically going over how many days they can hold out on the siege. what is likelihood of their attack, just things like that, mostly logistical.
Okay.
Random question: did we ever decide on a group name? I remember us talking about that.
I don't know, Temple Crashers.
The what?
The Temple
Temple
Crashers.
Crashers.
The Temple Crashers?
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about
I'm
the
sure-
Crashers?
I'm sure the locals will make up a name for us.
Yeah, we should wait until we get like given a name.
No.
What about the cool
We'll
It's
make
kids?
the
up our
same.
own.
The who?
Yeah, we're the Who.
Who?
The hooligans.
Who's Pete Townsend?
You don't want to be the kid in the hood who names himself, man.
Exactly. Like you can't give yourself a nickname.
You guys don't have any.
Well, that's not
feats
an
major-
individual. It's a
The
group
kid in the
name.
hood.
I think you guys need some feats under your belt before you can find a name that picks.
All right, so I approached the guards talking. Greetings, I am Veren. This is my group of companions.
Or a group.
Ah,
We seek King Brimaz. We seek
Yes.
the king. Where can we find him?
you have found who you seek. The tall Leonin with the blue robes and the headdress says.
By himself?
Greetings, your highness. I am Veren, Oracle of Heliod.
Well met, Oracle of Heliod. I guess thanks are in order for saving my cousin.
Yes, Embermain is a friend. I did everything I could.
I apologize of news of your temple. And your clergy are welcome here in Tethmos as it is. For the time being,
Go ahead.
However, as you can see, we were unable to give you substantial aid, and for that I must apologize, but you must understand that the Leonin and Tethmos itself have my priorities, as I'm sure that your god has yours.
I
As
have an
he
idea.
apologizes to Varen for not helping at a temple, Varen noticeably becomes stiff and his muscles start to clench and he like grits his beak. The temple has fallen and my patron's sight has been darkened in this area. While I know
Fierce up what we
Leonin
do.
don't practice faith, I hope you understand the consequences of your lack of action in defending the temple.
You serve your gods. I serve my people. The burden, I'm sure, is equally heavy.
Yeah.
I am not one to seek. I am here to help. I don't want the people of this city to suffer because of the politicians. What are we going to do about the army outside the wall?
Rags has an idea.
Rags has an idea.
Brimaz he sets his gaze from Varen and looks over his shoulder to the disheveled, mutilated elf behind you, who says he has an idea.
What's up, guys? So here's what I'm thinking. What if we get a bunch of scrolls of flying in Featherfall, and
Right.
we lift up giant pieces of stone mason and kind of just drop them on the enemy, right?
Sounds like a good
Eh?
idea.
From
Sounds like you use a lot of resources.
That's the plan you pitched to the king?
Plus, we got my guy Hunter Killer, son of Redacted over here, who's made out of metal. And you know what attracts the metal? Lightning.
What? Nice.
So
Lord
we get him to land on the
Brimaz.
giant's head.
Lord Brimaz,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can't be serious. Even if they could do this feat, that kind of supplies would have to be sent from Melitus, and it would take ages to get here. Not to mention, if they were to actually dodge all the arrows and be coming their way.
Thought you had a serious plan. Oh.
Well, fuck me for trying, guys.
The hope that was kind of lit behind King Bramaz's eyes quickly fades at hearing your asinine plan. And
Okay.
then-
What if we just burn some tar and feather and throw it over the fucking side of the wall?
Oh,
Did you just say that? Did you just tell the king you want to tar and feather him?
No, not him. The fucking dirty, gross Nulls over there.
We don't have that much tar to... The scouts reports that the enemy's in hold of 10,000 and they seem to be halting for something. I mean, by all accounts, they should have the forces necessary to breach the walls now.
Well, how many prisoners do we got?
so they are waiting for Mogis.
I think we should
Mogis.
turn to psychological warfare.
Yes, his avatar was met. We fought his avatar at the Temple of Heliod.
What if we march all our prisoners up there and have them kill themselves in front of the enemy? That'll demoralize them.
Edibles, well, thank you.
It seems the problems of these gods have found their way at Orskos' door.
Okay, well, what's
Mogis
a stronger
is an
god than
enemy of
Heliod?
all.
Let's ask that guy for help.
While I respect your atheism, that doesn't change that
You
the gods are
misunderstand.
real.
Well, they're not. I mean, you misunderstand. I believe in the gods. I mean, you could see them. You'd have to be ignorant. I mean, blind not to know that the gods are real. But are they really worth your serving? I mean, the archons of old treated us much like in the same way, and they were tangible.
What if we got all the necromancers to raise all the dead in the city?
Philosophy is for another time.
Agreed.
Mogis is an enemy of all. And even though you do not worship a god, Mogis does not care. He will lay waste to this city. As you see the army outside your walls, Mogis wants more than just a few followers.
Agreed. And with Heliod blinded, who are our alternatives? We are without allies. And we are cut off. We have the mountains behind us, the river to the east, and an army to the west. We're hard pressed. It looks like...
What's the status of your army?
Not good.
How many men can fight?
Most of us are garrisoned here because we were waiting to hopefully be relinquished of this empty title. Maybe to fall to one of the other prides to take on the high king position. But since the choosing was not completed before this, it seems it falls to me to lead us. Unfortunately, let's see. Ambermane's forces.
What if we use sickness? We cast the city sick out there to infect the army. If they sit there long enough, the disease will run rampant.
What plague is infecting us so that would be an effective strategy?
Oh, let's get a plague going. Who here's worse of a plague god?
None that I know.
I worship the sun.
Nobody that you in the party worships Farika currently, so...
What about Spore Woman?
Although I plan to,
What about
which we
Spore Druid?
figure out how to work into.
6, you haven't RP'd that on how to do that yet.
Yeah,
What if you just put spores all over the walls?
True.
I could put some spores on the walls.
I don't think she'd have enough to dispense to deal with tens of thousands of invading warriors.
Yeah, I get like 6 spores.
Probably 5 points.
No, she doesn't. She
Perhaps
doesn't worship
We
the
need
goddess.
Our
to
strength
rally
is
the
best
common
served
people.
in
We
finding
need
allies.
to rally the common people.
Or we could bail.
What about the neighboring cities? The
There are
Spartan
no
city of
neighboring
Akros.
cities.
Has there
Where
been any
are
word
the
from
neighboring
there?
cities?
One at
There's
a time.
I'm
mountains
talking to the
over
king.
here.
One at a time.
Like,
I
has there
can't-
been any word from Akros? Do you know if the city still stands? The army came from that area.
As far as I know, the Katatoshlan Mountains, they haven't passed over down into Akros yet. But
And how is your relation with Akros?
Well,
Are you allies? Enemies?
Orskos maintains great relations with all the major cities of Theros. Tethmos is a testament to our ability to cohabitate with our fellow, I don't know what, Therosians?
Pridelanders?
Therosians.
Well, that's good to know. We may be able
Politically.
to use that to our advantage. So, for us, we're just like a band of heroes, quote unquote heroes.
Right.
What if we, instead of trying to defend this city, what if we leave and go to another city and try to get their army to come here and help Thutmose?
Oh, I mean, like what I was trying to allude to, like a long time ago, maybe. Yeah,
We've learned from our mistakes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't trust NPC messengers. We do it ourselves.
That could possibly work. All right.
Yeah, you guys want to go to Akros? We can go visit a new city, make new friends,
Where do we have to go?
And-
To the army?
maybe help them.
Yeah,
Help
isn't there
Thutmose.
like the army that we just dipped on, like right in here? Although if we
Right
circled
here.
south of the mountains and then came from the south, we could circumvent them.
That journey would take a while.
Yeah, I assume crossing the mountains is like a big thing.
We have someone here that can fly.
We can. See, the thing is, we're a small group. There's only a handful of us. There's 6. We could sneak past this army that's still ravishing Heliod's temple. We could, like, make our way there.
From
The
what,
siege could. So, this is a siege. It could last a while. And
Good.
we're pretty good at moving around. I think we can get there in time. Get allies from Akros.
honestly,
If not Akros, what about this city here?
It has-
Sethessa.
as I said, the enemy already has the forces to overwhelm our walls. I think our best decision is to make a stand and allow as many as they can to flee Tethmos.
You're the
That was
king. You're advocating for abandoning your city. Am I hearing this right?
You don't understand. Tethmos is it's an ambassadorial city for all of Orskos. The heart of our power does not lie within Tethmos, but in our prides. We are made up of 8 different prides.
So we rally the prides.
Yeah.
Call them others.
That may be our best hope. We already have the Embermane with us, and a lot of the other tribes, if we meet up with the Ironmane, they're the only ones that don't show up. They may be able to help us rally and secure passage down
So
this
we need to
river.
track down the Iron Main then, huh?
Yes.
A new main.
Well, no. Actually, Leorio is actually a member of that tribe.
I am that.
Oh, that's right.
So, hey,
Aren't they like
sure.
thieves and criminals?
No, they're mercenaries. What do you
Mercenaries.
mean? Wow.
Yeah, they're like hired.
Crazy.
Because I remember
Why
you
you
were
think I'm rolling
really
with y'all?
asking about being in the mafia.
No, wait, that was for the other guy, but there's no orcs in this city, so.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I asked the king, is there a way to go through the mountains, a secret passage of sorts?
There would, but I don't know if we can move as many as possible. I think the best chance to get as many people free of this army is to move east towards the river. Then they can score a quicker passage south.
Well,
I think we should destroy the city. We could rig explosives through the walls and in the streets, and when the gnolls enclose upon the city, we can set it ablaze.
I don't think setting our city on fire would be the best way.
We lure them in.
Just
then
like
blow the city
explode
up.
it, you know? But destroy it, they're like, you know, they can't do anything. It's like a
I
giant
mean,
pile of rubble.
If the king wants to leave the city, why not? What does he care if it gets exploded?
I mean, it is
He
his
wants
city.
to abandon it.
Yeah, it's his city. Let him make his choice.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it.
Well,
What if we draw the
he doesn't-
majority of the army in and then blow up the city?
Well, in order to do that, we'd have to have a bait, and the point is we want to go on an offensive attack to allow the others to escape, to create distance. If we allow them
I'll be the
in,
bait.
it'll be the bait. How can one man bait an army? I mean, that is the most, it's better than anything I could think of currently. If one person could solemnly take upon the entirety of the army in distraction, what is your plan?
Alright, it's easy. We're just going to have set timed explosions to go off to create noise to draw them in.
I have a...
To draw them into the city?
To the heart of the city. Once they get in the middle, boom, blow that bucker up.
I have
With a remote
suggestion.
detonator.
Gnolls are not smart creatures. However, those controlling them would see the obvious trap if they were met and allowed to come in without any resistance.
Well, we can have like, barricades, and I mean, gnolls are driven by the smell of blood. What if we just have a bunch of pig blood everywhere?
What about prestidigitation?
Yeah, what about what Hunter Killer just said?
Prestidigitation.
I mean, I'm sure we could lure the enemy forces into the city, but then what? What's the end game?
You blow it up and kill them.
If we get enough of them into a central point, and collapse the front structure in on them, that makes it so they can't get into the city, because now it's barred off and trapped, and the ones that are in the city, we could kill them, and then use them as a bargaining chip, or we make sure we get at least one of their commanders and find out what their plan is or something. If we
Are
can
we
get
about to
one person,
violate the Geneva Convention?
There's no Geneva Convention.
There's no
Yeah.
Geneva. There's no Geneva. All is fair and love and we're in Theros. Anyway.
Well, what if we, there's supposed to be sewers, right? We collapse the street.
The sewers.
I like that plan too.
Ooh,
If
yeah.
those
going to
plans are
fall.
sufficient.
I say we use it in any way we can. It sounds like the king wants to leave, so
Let's get the
I'm all
king
for
out
that.
of here. Let's personally
get the
escort him
people
out,
out
so
of
he
the
owes
city,
us a favor.
And we use the city. We set up some sort of trap, and we use it as a way to buy them time to escape.
The under
A
aqueducts.
scorched earth plan.
I mean, that's risky. If
Burn everything so there's nothing left behind for them to use.
Talos likely knows of the under aqueducts, and he might have accounted for it. It is a risky plan, but we could that could be a way to get most of our people free from the city.
Alright, I vote we rally and start mass evacuating people through the sewers.
I think we should check the sewers first. But yes, I agree with that plan.
I mean, yeah, like someone. I can wild shape into a rat and go scope out the sewers.
And then while you're doing that, all of us start evacuating the citizens.
Yeah, while all of you start evacuating the cities, I'll go investigate the sewers and try to find the best, sneakiest way out.
You do know the sewers do run north towards the sun's mirror.
We'll make it work.
It runs us into the army, and we take a chance that they don't know about the Undercity. I mean, the under aqueducts.
Okay, so we can't take everyone with us.
So the sewer. So what you're saying is the sewer's out of the question. So
Yeah.
how do we evacuate an entire city without the army
One
who's
second,
right
please.
outside the gate seeing him?
Oh, they can't see in.
We don't. We rally every dude and woman
Okay.
who is of age to fucking fight, and we just fucking fight. And a lot of people from Tethmos are gonna die, but we have the prevailing numbers. It's a war of
Really?
attrition.
Yeah, I don't know how evacuating a city is going to work. This king sounds like a coward.
Yeah, I vote
think
we
you have to go
rally
east to the other
townspeople
side.
If we
to pick up
evacuate
whatever
the
they
people,
can and fight.
They can't
and
go
just
through the
fucking
sewers,
fight.
right? So they're going to be out in the open plains being chased by goatmen
The army-
who are
the army's
great at
up here.
running on the open plains. Like, they're going to get run down and die. And so the whole point of
Yeah,
defending
exactly.
helping
Like, let's
people is
rally
a moot
the
point.
townspeople. Every of age man, woman who can hold a weapon, grab whatever looks like a weapon, and let's fucking go.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. I think defending the city is.
But we need.
I think it's the better plan than evacuating. But so if we defend the city, they're gonna need help from somewhere else. There's no way this city stands on its own, even with all of these people throwing their bodies at this army that's trained to fight. There is no way they hold them back. They will get overrun and wiped out.
Oh no, we're gonna take probably 70% losses, I'd guess, but we'll win.
Yeah, no. I'm saying the city's gonna get wiped out if they don't get outside help. They have a lot of people, but they're not trained. Should we send someone to Theros to ask to sneak by and ask for reinforcements while we try to hold the line? That's what I'm thinking.
Is behind the army.
We should head to another city
if they went through the mountain ranges.
How long would that take before they destroy?
I don't think we have time to go to Akros, all of us, and then come back. I don't know, DM. What's that looking like?
Yeah, we could do it.
Well, like I said, I know you were talking about you couldn't use the aqueducts, but if you think about it logically, the sewers would run south because that's where the elevation plateau is at, and water's going to go down. So
you mean north?
Well, north.
No, they would run north because the mountains are to the south.
That's what I fucking meant. I'm looking at this at a different angle than you guys are.
You've done that 3 times tonight, just north-south.
I'm looking at the map at a different way than you guys are. Okay.
Upside down.
So yes, the aqueducts and everything would run north towards Sun's Mirror. However, most of the forces are angled this way right now. You are unimpeded heading east if you wanted to. Once you hit the river, it would speed up everything heading south. If you wanted, then you can get off on Cypher Skates and then head over to Satessa.
Let's evacuate and go to Satessa.
Or you could go just straight south over the mountains. You would probably lose more people this way because it would take longer to do, and most people can't climb mountains. Well, your best shot, I think, is because it is an open plains area and they're moving an entire army. If you just get a bunch of people that aren't carrying a bunch of shit and move, you might be able to stay in front of their forces.
The enemy army is only here.
With the evacuees, start building up a straight up guerrilla army.
Because you had one was right here is where you find it was that small. It was about probably 1,000 force, and then they split because you had this huge force that was coming from here. They split.
Oh, okay.
One came here, and the other one continued this way.
I was under the impression the city was surrounded. You said it was a siege, and I thought they were surrounded on all sides. So it's just the armies here in the northwest.
It is
army is coming from.
It is a siege, but the north gate's right here.
Well, no, a typical siege in military warfare is you surround the whole city, so there's no way anyone can evacuate, and you starve them out.
Right.
This is not like a typical military siege. They're only on one front.
That's the eggshell theory, which Russia tried and failed at really hard, repeatedly through history. You can't cover your whole border. You have to pick the points that are of the most importance and are of the points where other oppositioning troops are going to be funneling through.
Right. And
what
over here? So this is their main threat because Ariskos, they're worried about them, so they completely cut you off from Ariskos right now because they were worried about them backing you up. You guys were able to get that because they had scouts in the underpass and they were on the ball about you guys talking to Akros. They're not really too worried because there's not a lot that can help you to the east. So even if you guys do manage to leave the city this way, the gate is up here. They don't know of any other place back here that would help you. And like I said, there is tens of thousands of them, but they don't have to worry about the back because the mountains. They're not really worried about an entire city trying to go over the mountains either. So and you guys got here when they were first starting. They're still setting up and preparing for a siege. They're waiting.
It sounds like we're being plot driven to the river. There's something going on at the river.
You could go wherever you like. I was just trying to help you guys. 'Cause you guys
understand. Yeah.
I mean, if you guys want to go over the fucking mountain, go over the mountain. I'm not.
We're not Hannibal. We're not going over the mountain. It's a bad idea.
If you guys want to stay and fight, by all means, we'll play that out too.
We can get the citizens out to Tessa, and then the soldiers can like hold off whatever forces they can before going and meeting us there at Tessa.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the information of what is happening that you're able to sit here and digest. So I'm basically RPing what you were getting a intel brief from everybody sitting at the table speaking with King Brimaz. They were
Okay, as we're all having these conversations, I want to eye up King Brimaz. Does he look like a warrior or a politician?
King Brimaz is most definitely a warrior.
Okay.
However, he takes the burden and responsibility of the care of his people super serious. It's not that he's like, I mean, you called him a coward. He sounds like a coward earlier, but it's not that he's a coward. He just has the responsibility of all the lives, and he takes it super serious.
Well, I said that because I was under the impression the city was surrounded on all sides, and he wanted to march his people through that to run away.
No, he wants.
I didn't realize that they were only like in this area
here. He's trying to get as many people out alive as possible, and he brought up when you guys were talking about that he would lead a force to meet the army head on to give Simbaz Embermane and some of his forces to guard a vanguard that allows the other citizens to escape towards the river. So he actually wants to head up a vanguard force to basically wall off the forces from pursuing the people of the city.
All right, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to help evacuate the city?
Oh, yeah.
Send the people to the east?
We'll evacuate them. Boom. And then after we get there, we'll let all the citizens do whatever they want right here. And then we can also go up from the south up to Akros.
So you guys have really two options right now. You can either go with Simbaz and help move everybody towards the river to the east, or you can stick with King Brimaz and actually help the forces fend off basically wall off the forces of Mogis from pursuing the Tethmos citizens towards the river. That's essentially what everything's coming down to.
Should we evacuate?
I like helping Simbas.
All right, so
we've been helping him this whole time.
So you want?
What do you guys think? Well, what does everyone else think?
Honestly, I think Leorio would help the king just to keep the forces at bay. You know,
okay.
So because like they're not here, so we don't have to worry about them going like a nose on hawk, killing the citizens. You know,
flying nose. Oh god.
Keep in mind, the more risky, the more risky endeavor is definitely going to be walling off the forces of Mogis. It's definitely going to be the most dangerous. And they still have
that Hydra out there. Let's not forget about that.
The Hydra is still on Mount Curie.
Yeah, we got Mount Curie. Yeah, we vanished.
Well, I'm saying it's still alive and a part of the enemy force, so there is a chance if you engage the force that thing can show up again. But so it sounds like we have one vote for Simbas, one vote for the king. What does everyone else think? We have to choose. We have two paths here.
Defending.
Okay.
So we got 2 for the king, 3 for the king. That's still 3. HK and Ignite, what do you guys want to do?
I actually believe that we should do the idea where we stay here, defend, and rally as many citizens as we can.
Okay.
Well, that's not one of the options, unfortunately.
I think that gives us the best chance.
Look, just think. All right, guys, just think World War II,
oh god,
Eastern Front. We got more bodies. We're gonna win.
I just got finished watching an anime where it's a war-based anime, and the main
Okay.
character like rallied the citizens.
But
So I mean,
And they all got
But you
We
have to
tried
understand-
that
you have to
at the
understand.
temple, and we all know what happened.
yes, and you have to understand, King Brimaz hates that idea because it would see a lot of his people killed.
Makes sense.
All right, HK, what do you want to do?
I say we defend and let the women and children escape.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 4 for
We
King
evacuate
Rex.
women and children. Or no, fuck.
I think Rex said the king.
Women can fight too. Fuck that.
Yeah, so that's it.
Evacuate the children.
All right, fuck it.
Children run down the river by
Anybody
And
else
themselves?
can
everyone
fight.
in shape and
All
adult
volunteers.
age
We're
is
taking
picked
all
up.
volunteers.
Wait, you just gonna let an army of children run down the river by themselves? They might
mean, that's
get lost and
4
go to
for the
Phoenix
king.
there.
That's the majority. So we're staying and helping King Brimmas, and Simbas will take the people out by himself, and we'll defend with King Brimmas.
Alright. Simbaz gives protest because he wants to stand and fight with his cousin. But he accepts Brimaz as he is the High King right now, and he sees the wisdom in having a surviving noble heir in case things go sideways. They'll need another leader. Okay. So he reluctantly decides to take the remaining Embermain forces and some of the other forces and lead the citizens east towards the city.
I
I'll
walk
be right
over
back.
to Simbas. I see your uncle in you. You have the makings of a great warrior.
You honor,
Lead these people.
you honor me, cleric. I'll do my best to emulate his example.
Walks up and says, "Don't get your citizens killed." He walks back.
Fair enough. He smiles and he clasps you on the shoulder.
All right.
All right, so we're helping the king.
Yeah, it'll take a while for
King.
the siege to be
Alright.
prepared.
So
They're just sitting here for like a few days.
I'm gonna have a fun time because I was kind of hoping you would choose this because I came up with the whole system for this. But we will get into that next time. It'll be fun, guys.
Explosives.
Yeah, it's getting
We need
late.
explosives.
Yeah.
We do have an
All right.
artificer.
Yeah, he can make us explosives.
I guess TNT.
All right, so sorry about that for the late start. Hopefully, we'll get started on time next week because it's going to be fun. It's not going to be a traditional combat thing, obviously, with a whole army deal, but it should be fun enough. Any questions or concerns before we wrap up tonight's session?
No, I'm excited to see what next week will bring.
Sweet. All
We
right.
gotta hold the door.
All right, and for everybody watching, thank you for tuning in. I am Rob, aka Mouse from Dungeons D-Bags, and this has been Wednesday night, game night, Heroes of Theros. We will see you guys next week.
Adios.